So here's the Skinny Thinking approach. The Skinny Thinking approach is 5 holistic steps. It's a comprehensive program because it really has to be. For those of us who have eating, weight, and body image issues, those issues touch every facet of our lives. So we really need to have a program that addresses all of those areas of our lives. So we start with the physical. It's step number 1, called wise eating choices, wise food choices rather. In this step we look at what are we eating, how are we eating, what constitutes food, when is something food and when is something junk. Because a lot of times we fool ourselves into thinking we're feeding ourselves when in fact we're really entertaining ourselves with food. The second step is called wise eating, and in that step we look at what else are we doing other than eating when we're eating. Very few of us, particularly very few of us who are overly involved with food, will just sit down and eat and do nothing else. We'll be reading, we'll be watching television, we'll be talking to someone, doing a chore, being on the computer, or driving in our cars. And when we're not aware, first of all, we don't get the taste pleasure, the full taste pleasure of eating. And secondly, it's easy for a lot of food to go in when we're not paying attention. So that's one aspect. So we're going to look at, in wise eating, all of our eating habits. You know, when we're eating, are we sort of mesmerized in a trance with that perpetual motion of the fork that, you know, is uninterrupted? Or do we set our fork down sometimes? Are we eating slowly? Are we paying attention? All of these things that impact how we're eating. Are we letting ourselves get hungry before we eat? If people were doing that before every meal, we would have very few overweight people in this country. It's important to allow yourself to get hungry before a meal. Step number 3, and this is the crucial step. This is the step that makes Skinny Thinking really different from other programs that are out there. It's called wise thinking, and it really addresses how are we thinking about food? What is food to us? What is our relationship with food? Is it a lover, a friend, a comfort, our primary source of pleasure, or is it good tasting nutrition? In this step, we also look at emotional eating, eating out of boredom, how to cope with cravings. The 4th step is wise expressing. In wise expressing, we explore, a lot of times people who have eating issues also have difficulty asking for what they want, saying no, and following what's true to them, what's following their hearts, and living out their life purpose rather than doing what they think they should be doing. And so if their lives are bereft of joy in this way, no wonder they're reaching for the food. The 5th step is wise relationship with the body. And this is really the experiential piece. It's beginning to learn how to disidentify with the body a bit. This meat suit that we think of as ourselves. So if we disidentify with this a bit and instead align ourselves and experience ourselves as this radiance that's emanating from our eyes, life is a lot more joyful. We tap into and we sink back into this experience of the joy and peace and ease that's available to us in each moment when we're not so busy thinking. So we learn how to experience life directly rather than just what we think about it. And life is so much richer and more joyful when we learn how to do this.